How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about Lucid. It ended up getting to the $25 area, seeing a high of $25.71. You guys can correct me inside of the comments if I'm wrong on that, but I do know as soon as when I saw it go to 25, I did buy some puts, ended up cashing out some profits towards the end of the day. But I know you guys are going to ask, what do you see Lucid doing tomorrow? We'll talk about it in this video. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder, you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the recent short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for Lucid. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $24.24, being up 4.62%. On the low, it tested $22.61, and then on the high, testing $25.71. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 33.29 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 35.709 million shares. So what we noticed, we did have below average volume on the day, but we did see some strength in the stock. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it is at 40.91. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are below the 100-day, the 50-day, the 200-day, and as well as the 21-day EMA. So Lucid is in a bear market, trading below all of our major moving averages. But if you guys remember what I said in the previous video, you want to see it get to at least $25. It got to $25.71 as a high, and then it ended up selling off and closing at $24.24. So if you want to see some more strength in Lucid, I want to see it being able to go back to the $25 level. And if it is able to do this, then of course you want to see it get to the 21-day EMA at $26.44. But if we have the markets continuing to look bearish and going into a downtrend, then I can see Lucid actually pulling back further than this 22.61 support. And like I've been saying, don't be surprised if we start testing below 22, especially for the coming weeks. Do know we have the Fed meeting that is coming up next week as well. So let's see how it performs going into tomorrow. But again, the key level you want to see Lucid hold up is around 24. And if it can't hold 24, good chance it's going to go back to 22. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for Lucid. So for the off-exchange short volume ratio, it's at 51.26%. And then for the off-exchange short volume, it is just over 7.19 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 0, updated 5 minutes ago. And then for the short borrow fee rate, the latest being at 19.59%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume, we can see for the close of the 4th, it was at 58.00. And then for the close of the 7th being at 51.26. So what this shows us right away, Lucid does have short squeeze potential. Now let's move on to the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for Lucid. So we see on the inflow, it's at 182, and then on the outflow, it's at 165. Taking a look at the breakdown, on the large, it was 3.74. On the medium, it was 98.94, and on the small, it was 79.32. Taking a look at the outflow side, you can see on the large, it was 8.75. On the medium, it was 93.71, and then on the small, it was 62.97. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for March the 8th, which is today, it being that negative outflow of 5.01 million. And then when we analyze numbers even further for the small scale orders that tends to represent the retail side, we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at the large, which represents whales, institutions, and funds, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 2.02%. So it still remains to be a consistent range for Lucid. But we also have to understand that there's a lot of traders that go in and out of this play, playing options, buying commons, and so forth. So that's why you want to be aware of the volatility and be prepared for that. So let's get into the final thoughts, and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for Lucid in regards to the price action, like I was saying in my previous video, you want to see Lucid show strength above $25. If not, it will not hold this area and it will have a pullback. So for tomorrow, you want to see $24 hold up. If it doesn't hold up, then there's a good chance if we have weakness inside of the market, it will go down to around $22, and then we could see what it could do from there. I know many are asking me, so Dre, you're saying that Lucid will fall below 20 bucks. And I'm saying, yes, I do see this, and I see it for the coming weeks, especially since we do have a Fed meeting that is coming up for next week. If we see weakness inside of the market, and especially if you take a look at the SPY, if it ends up breaking the 400s and starts going down to the $300 range, so I'm talking about the 390s and so forth, Lucid will pull back. It's not even a question. I know there's a lot of attention coming into the EV and clean energy sector, but we also have to take into consideration the stock market is focusing on plays that are profitable and proven businesses. Unfortunately, Lucid is not profitable as of yet. They are a growth stock. We know as far as the business that they're in, it is very capital intensive. So again, these type of stocks don't last long. And what I mean by that, I'm not saying that they're going to be going out of business, but what I'm saying is, as far as demand inside of the market, it will go down. And that's part of the reasons why when we did the order flow distribution, yes, we did see a lot of buying on the retail side, but we could see a lot of big money that is selling out. So that is something that you really want to be aware about. And if you are a long-term investor, I would wait for the stock to actually find a price where it could discover itself at. And considering the volatility that we have, I feel patience will be rewarding, because then you can get these shares at a much cheaper price. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, it does continue to have short squeeze potential. So if it ends up having a catalyst and so forth, you can see those moves to the upside. Or if we see some strength inside of the NASDAQ or just tech picking up, then Lucid could benefit from this. But again, if we continue to have pressure in the market, we have concerns in regards to inflation. We're seeing rising oil prices. You see all of the commodity plays that have been taking off and so forth. Again, it is a very choppy market and only the strong survive. But you know what? I should probably revise how I'm saying this, because I don't know if you guys were watching, but look at Apple stock. Apple literally looked like a roller coaster today. It ran up, it did have the event and so forth, going all the way up to around 162, then sold off, now being at around 156. Again, if Apple is one of the best businesses out there, we have to ask ourselves some questions. If it's going to dip, how long is that going to take for Lucid? Again, think about these things, understand these factors. It is very crucial to make sure that you're having a solid strategy so you can trade these markets successfully. So let's see how Lucid performs going into tomorrow. I'll continue to keep you guys inside of the loop. And if you want to trade Lucid inside of the Discord, I highly suggest you check out the link inside of the comments. We'll be happy to have you a part of the family. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.